State Representative Chad Binnion.
And Chad Binnion, do I have your permission to broadcast this on television, internet, radio, any kind of publication?
You do.
What year were you elected to the state legislature in Utah?
I was elected to the Utah House in 1998 and began serving in January of 1999 and served through January 1st of 2005.
And what legislation did you get passed that helped non-custodial fathers a little bit?
Well, there were actually two pieces of legislation. The first was during my first term, non-custodial parents' access to child's educational information. That was a bill designed to help the non-custodial parent gain the access to find out how their child was doing within school and just provide more of a parity and equity on that issue. And the second was one dealing with if a parent takes a child, moves out of state, that they could, a non-custodial parent could go back to the courts and have that travel cost more incumbent upon the parent who moved out of state. And that was during, if I remember correctly, my second term in office. So that would have been between 2000 and 2002.
And did those get signed into law and become operative in Utah?
They did. They are both on the books. I'm not aware at this point in time if there has been any modification or proposed modification this year in the legislative session.
And what was the feedback you got? Did all the judges enforce that, or were they kind of ignoring it?
You know, a lot of it depends on how quickly they become aware, so a lot of it's incumbent upon the attorneys who are representing individuals to be aware of those changes and then petition the courts for redress on those particular issues.
And when did you get voted out of office, and who came after you to get you out of office?
Oh, you had a couple of different groups that weren't too big of fans of mine. You had a group called Truth in Politics, which appears to have been a false front for the state Democratic Party that operated out of Washington, D.C. and just went after and smeared a number of elected officials in the state of Utah.
The gay, lesbian type people?
There are some ties that it appears to those organizations with individuals' names who appeared in some trusts and other things. But,
so some of those might have been what we call the feminist Nazi extremists?
I don't know if I could make that generalization and say that that was specific, but there were those who did promote specific agendas dealing with homosexual rights and others who spent time and effort to get me out of office.
All right. Thank you very much for this interview. Thank you, sir. This is Wm Wagener for On Second Thought. Got it.